Yo, what is up, YouTube? This is Josh at American AF Dumpster Rentals in Dallas. Man, am I tired today. I was out late partying. Not really partying. And we went to a comedy show, a Matt Rife comedy show, and we were out till 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a 10 p.m. start time. They didn't even start till 11. The line was out the door after 10 o'clock still. It was just completely poorly ran. Not the comedy show. Comedy show was great. The venue was just unorganized. It was a really bad venue in my opinion. Just one exit, one entrance. It was a bottleneck just to park, a bottleneck to get in, a bottleneck to get out. It was just nuts. And then the bottleneck at all their stands. Anyways, I'm too old for that shit, let's be honest, because I was out. I mean, we didn't get home till 2 in the morning, and I still woke up at 5:30, even though I normally wake up at 4. I just couldn't do it today, obviously. 2 hours of sleep, that's too little. But today I want to talk a little bit about a big question I get all the time, is Hooklift. Hooklift versus cable pull. Why I went Hooklift. Why do I think Hooklift is better than a cable pull? There's videos out there talking about, obviously, I think John did an awesome video on Hooklifts versus trailers, but Hooklift versus traditional cable pull, in my opinion, I get a lot of questions on it, so I kind of want to cover it as well. Now let's talk a little bit why I went hook. Okay, I had a trailer. I wanted to get an actual roll-off truck. Not because it's cool, not because it looks neat, not because of anything other than I eventually wanted to grow this business, and I wanted to, in my opinion, there's people that are growing it and scaling their business with trailers, don't get me wrong, but you're limited with trailers. The trailer I had was horrible, so if I had to restart again and get a new trailer, get a standard rail dumpsters, all that stuff, I already had proved my concept. I already did my proof of concept at the beginning of the company. I already knew it was going to be a viable business for me, hopefully successful at some point. And I said, well, you know, my proof was in the pudding with a trailer. If I'm going to change up my whole setup, I might as well go to roll-off truck and have a dedicated truck. So I went with a medium-duty Hino. Let's talk about why I went with Hook. The number one reason I went with Hook number one reason I went with Hook is because that was the opportunity that was presented to me at the time. What do I mean by that? When I was at Keystone buying dumpsters, Bram told me, I've got a Hino over there that we're going to upfit if you know anybody that's looking. Are you? So I was interested. And that first Hino did not have a brand new swap loader on it. It had a refurbished swap loader unit that Bram had found that he put on the truck. So he already had the truck. He had the unit. Obviously, he hadn't built it yet. Put the unit on the truck, the Hook. But that is what the opportunity that was presented to me at the time was. Because sometimes you've got to take those opportunities and run with them. If that door is opened, you've got to take that opportunity. You've got to go with it. So that's the real reason why I went Hook. It possibly would have been completely different had he told me, we're going to put a cable pull on it. I might have even gone with that at that point. Because to be honest with you, around here, I would say 90% of businesses, 90% of roll-off companies have cable. I had been talking to Luke Canino with CFL a lot about it before I decided to jump in. He's tried to steer me in the cable direction. And one of his main reasons was, with a cable truck, it opens you up to even more business, i.e. compactors that need to be serviced from brokers. They are usually cable pool, and they don't, or not only brokers, but businesses that own their own compactors. You wouldn't be able to do that with a hook unless you take their compactor and you complete, and I don't even know how you could do, I'm still thinking in my head how you could do a compactor with a hook on the front when you have to have both sides open. So I'm not sure how that would even work, or if it would. However, the fact that I took that advice and I really listened to his advice, and I still went hook, really kind of says something about, basically, I felt like there was more of an opportunity to work with Keystone. I thought I was going to get, which I did, I got a good deal on that. Hino was a good truck. I actually really like that Hino. When people ask me what I think of the Hinos, that truck was a solid truck. It had some def issues towards the end, and I believe the guy that bought it out of Florida, hopefully if you're watching, what was it called? Cat Dumpsters, Mr. Cat Dumpsters, Big Cat Dumpsters, something like that. Hopefully he was able to fix it. And I know he was using the truck, because I went down, when I went to Tampa, I saw it in person and it looked great. It was a solid truck. So again, that was the opportunity that was presented to me at the time, and I took it and I ran with it. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes your business will take a certain direction based solely on opportunity, and that's what I saw, and that's what I went with. And then it was all downhill from there. Let's get all Hooklift dumpsters, let's get a second hook. And then at that point, I was already committed to hook. I fell in love with the hook system. I fell in love with how quick it was, how easy it was. I'm truly a lazy person at heart, even though I am constantly working. But if I can pick up a dumpster and be gone in 2 minutes and make my day so much more efficient, then I absolutely would like to do that, versus having to get in, get out, or get out, get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, just to pick up a dumpster one time. So that's my number 2 reason why I went hook versus cable pool truck, is the speed, the efficiency of use, and how simplistic it is to teach a new person. Because again, my goal at that time, my vision was to hire a driver to run one truck or 2 trucks, and then I run the next truck. So it's so much easier to train somebody on a hook lift truck versus a cable pool. That's number 3. So number 2 was efficiency, how fast you can actually pick up a dumpster. Number 3 is how easy you can train somebody to do a hook. Because if your goal is to have employees down the road, you can hire experienced roll-off drivers. A lot of times when you hire experienced guys, though, they come with their own set of bad habits. And sometimes it's easier as a business owner, especially a new business owner, to, even younger, for you younger guys who you feel like you may not get the respect from your employees that you should because you're younger than they are. I've been there, not anymore with all this gray hair in my beard, but I've been there before, where I was 18, 19, 20, hiring guys that were working for me full time that were 30, 40, 50 years old, and you felt, I knew that I wasn't getting the respect that I deserved. So same thing applies to this industry, right? A lot of these roll-off guys, these long-term guys, been working for companies for 10, 20 years. They've got their experience, yes, great experience, but they also come with bad habits. You know, there's those other guys that like jump from company to company. They can't find one company to stay with because they either get fired, or they walk away because they're not getting paid enough, or whatever it may be. They come with their own baggage as well. So sometimes it's easier to train a new employee versus an experienced employee. And on a hook system, in my opinion, it's so much easier to train an employee. Number 4 is going to be precision and control. You can drop a dumpster off just as easily, for the most part, with a hook lift truck as you can with a trailer, if you know what you're doing. If you know how to drive with a truck and trailer, and you can jackknife and kind of put that dumpster pretty much just about anywhere, you can more than likely do the same thing for a hook. The only time that I have been unable to drop off a dumpster has been due to other reasons, i.e. just my last video or a couple videos ago, the height of the driveway, the entrance of the driveway, limited me to pull in. Otherwise, if it wasn't for that height bar, or that top part of that bar, I would have been able to pull in just fine, even though it was a tight spot and I was in my bigger truck. But a smaller Hino, my MD6, you can pull in and pull out. You can pretty much, if you know what you're doing, you can drop the dumpster. You can also angle the dumpster once you have it already dropped to kind of jackknife it. I wouldn't say a full 90 degrees. You can't do full 90, probably like a 45 to kind of back it into a certain spot. You learn different tricks, just like you would with a cable pull. Don't get me wrong. I know there's lots of tricks and tips on the cable pull setup, but I believe, in my opinion, it is easier to get in and out of alleys, small driveways, tight streets, parallel parking dumpsters on the street as well. You can easily do that with a hook lift that you couldn't easily do with a roll-off. When you're doing more residential work versus contractor work, it's important to be able to place a dumpster where most people kind of want it at the end of the day. Okay, 5 is safety. For you hopping in and out of your truck, for your drivers hopping in and out of your truck, it's less opportunity for a driver to hurt themselves. I don't know about you guys, but I have taken some straight tumbles from the top of my truck all the way down to the ground because I wasn't used to the steps. Especially when I went from the Hino to the Mac. The Hino had these wide steps that I could literally jump out, almost like a quick staircase to kind of hop out and get out. And the Mac is just like straight down, and I've caught the edge of my heel, and I've tumbled at the transfer station. I've tumbled at my yard. I have taken some tumbles. Luckily, none of them have been recorded, but if it were a driver that, you know, can be out for 6 months because whatever, or 3 months, or whatever it may be, because they injured themselves, twisted an ankle, broken ankle, something else. Not saying you couldn't do that on a hook lift, but my point is, which I did, my point is it's less in and out. And I said this earlier, but it's less in and out of the truck means less opportunity for you to get injured, per se. It's just safer. All around, it's safer. You've got less opportunity for a cable to snap, right? Less dangerous. It just is. When you hook onto a dumpster, that dumpster is not leaving your hook unless you do something absolutely stupid. And I don't know. I haven't done it yet, so I wouldn't know what you could possibly do in order to drop or lose a dumpster. However, if you have a cable that is old, used, rusted, whatever it may be, and it's starting to shred apart, and that thing snaps because you have a heavy dumpster, and it comes back at you, that's pretty damn dangerous. So it can take your head off. So safety is my next one. All right, 6 is going to be lower maintenance costs. Again, you don't have to replace the winch cable. You don't have to replace the winch when it goes out. You don't have to replace, I don't know, lots of other parts that you would in a cable. For those cable guys, let me know what your most common replacement parts are, because I don't have one, but I know at least a cable, a winch would cost you money. But on the other hand, because I am going to play devil's advocate, we've got to weigh. I want you guys to make an informed decision on what works best for you. Because on the other hand, although you may save in the long run with maintenance costs or whatever, you're also paying more usually up front for a hook lift truck than you are a cable pull. You're also paying more up front to upfit a dumpster with a hook system on it versus a traditional dumpster. And then finally, when you're buying used cans, it's a little bit harder to find a used can. If you wanted to buy used cans to grow faster versus new, it's a little bit harder to find used cans with your hook height than it is cable. So I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate. It's not all about hook. You know, there's truths and, you know, points to be made on both sides. And don't get me wrong, hook lifts break down too when you talk about less maintenance costs. But for the most part, there's less moving parts on a hook than there are on a cable pull setup. Especially if you've got, you know, a winching system, or, you know, 4 different cylinders, whatever that may be. I don't know, but there's just a lot of less moving parts on the hook system than there are cable pulls, in my opinion. So reduced maintenance costs is another one. If you stuck around with me to the end, hopefully I don't disappoint, but I'm going to be honest with you again. Number 7 is going to be one of the top ones. So I started from the most important, to me at least, to number 7. But we're actually going to repeat it. How easy and how fast it is to use a hook lift. I could be in and out in 2 minutes tops in delivering a dumpster or picking up a dumpster, while you cable guys will be taking 7-8 minutes. I don't know how long it would take. But if we did a comparison side by side, and I challenge anybody who's watching me on this channel who might be local, and if you have a hook, please reach out to me. Let's meet up somewhere in a parking lot and drop 2 dumpsters and do a side by side. I will be in and out before you can even say capable. Literally, there's no joke, there's no playing around. I could do more. And if you're talking about being efficient, if you're talking about time is money, if you're talking about, you know, delivering as many cans as you can in one day, or picking up as many cans, and turning cans over and over and over again to be as efficient as possible, I would say, this is just my opinion, but I would say same route, same exact circumstances, same everything, between a hook lift and a cable pull, I could probably shave anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes from a cable pull guy's day in my hook lift. 30 to 45 minutes may not seem a lot to you guys, but when you're talking about 5 days a week, 2,080 days a year, Monday through Friday type deals, no holidays, things like that, that is a major number. How many more dumpsters in over a year's period of time can one truck touch, whether it's deliver, pick up, dump, whatever it may be, faster than a cable pull, simply because they are more efficient? So if I'm shaving 30, let's say worst case scenario, I'm only shaving 30 minutes a day versus a cable guy, that comes out to 130 hours a year. How many more dumpsters, how much more efficient can a hook lift truck be over a cable truck? How many more dumpsters can they deliver in 1 year with an extra 130 hours? That's over a 3-week period of full-time driver, one truck. I would say on average, of one truck and pool can do about 15 to 20 dumpsters a week. That's, you know, 60 dumpsters over a 3-week period plus some. How much more can a cable truck or a hook truck make over a cable truck? That is yet to be determined. But if you play around with the numbers, it is substantial, even at just shaving 30 minutes off a day. I guarantee you I could probably shave more than 30 minutes off a day from a cable pull guy. If you want to challenge me, the challenge is on. Let's do it. Let's meet up somewhere. Let's meet up in the parking lot. Let's do an old-fashioned duel. I'm not talking about slap each other in the face. I'm talking about hook lift versus cable truck. Let's put them next to each other. Let's pull a can on. Let's take one off. Let's see how efficient you can parallel park a can. Let's see how quick you can do it. Let's see how fast you can get into a tight parking spot. And we will compare the two and see. So I'm calling you guys out. I'm calling you out, cable guys. Don't be scared. My email will be below. Let's meet up. Anyways, guys, I will leave it at that. Hopefully this one entertained you. Hopefully this opened some eyes. Again, it's neither right or wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. I may have been that cable guy, again, had the opportunity arose. And that's just me being honest to God truth. I'm not heart set one way or the other. It's all about money. It's all about like smart business decisions. But at the end of the day, could I have pulled this business off, or could I continue to have, would I be able to have this same exact business with cable over hook? Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with cable. Nothing. I am not against it whatsoever. All I'm doing is stating reasons as to why I went hook. But I just might have already been here in the same situation with cable pull had I not had that opportunity arise. So again, just so you guys know, opportunity was number one. That's all it was. So it is what it is. Make sure you like, subscribe, smash that notification bell, and we will see you guys on the next one.